Hello and welcome back to Nerd Doc. In this video we're going to discuss the plot and ending of Raising Dion Season 2. There will be spoilers for Season 2 of Raising Dion, but if you have not seen the second season and do not wish to be spoiled, you can check out our spoiler-free review linked in the description below. You will also find all of our other Raising Dion coverage linked below, including our Season 3 predictions video, if there will even be a Season 3. While this video will explain the major plot points and ending, we will not discuss the post-credits scene at the very end of Season 2. If you're looking for information on that, we've made a separate video linked below that breaks down what that scene means. There are also chapter timestamps for this video if you want to skip the plot and jump straight to the ending explanation. If you have any questions about the plot or ending, leave a comment below and we'll answer them as best we can. Raising Dion Season 2 picks up 2 years after Season 1 ends. Dion is now 10 years old and his mother is working directly with Bayona to help powered individuals. He has formed the Triangle of Justice team with Esperanza and Jonathan helping him with superhero stuff. While Pat was defeated at the end of Season 1, most of the Crooked Man energy left his body and now uses Brayden as a host. Pat returns because while the Crooked Man energy left him, he still had trace amounts of the power in his DNA and was technically still a powered individual. He was able to bring his body back, similar to how in Season 1 when he would transform back and forth between his normal human self and his Crooked Man Lightning Storm form. The only difference here is that it took him a full day to do it because he had such little power remaining. Pat technically wasn't evil before he got all that Crooked Man power, but he's always had a bad streak running through him, and he seems to gravitate toward it when trying to be good doesn't work out for him. This is what happens at the end of the season, but we'll get to that later in the video. Tevin Wakefield is a new trainer at Bayona, who essentially becomes Dion's new mentor as well as Nicole's love interest. He isn't a second generation powered person like Dion and Brayden, which means that he got his powers in Iceland alongside Dion's father and Pat. Going by Bayona's list of powers, his power is boundary manipulation, which means he can create, shape, and manipulate boundaries. This allows him to create walls of varying sizes, change the shape of those walls, and even use them as a projectile. David Marsh is a new executive at Bayona and Suzanne's right-hand man. He and Suzanne have a romantic past, and over the course of the season we actually find out that he's working for Cutler, chairman of the board for Bayona, who wants to monetize the research Bayona has done on powered people since the company has been losing money for 2 years while trying to help the powered people. Suzanne tries to limit his access at Bayona, but with Cutler backing David, she ends up with no authority over him. By the end of the season, Cutler is removed from his seat by the other board members because they don't want to continue spending money on powered people, and David is all but fired after he pitches the board the idea to sell the ability to give powers to normal humans and even create armies with it. Janelle Carr is one of the new powered children who trains at Bayona to help gain control over her power. She has a form of elemental transmutation that basically allows her to deconstruct and alter things at a cellular level. When she first arrives at Bayona, she can only blow things up, but by the end of the season, she can turn herself into pure energy. The main antagonist in Season 2 is Brayden. His telepathy and mental manipulation allow him to control any normal human, as well as be very persuasive when it comes to powered people. This raises questions when he attempts to put the entire school to sleep and battle against Dion. Esperanza isn't affected by Brayden's power, strongly hinting that she may have powers of her own that haven't been awakened yet. We have not seen much of her parents, but we know her dad travels for work, so it's not out of the question to think that he may have been in Iceland. With Crooked Man using Brayden as a host, all of Brayden's negative emotions from losing both of his parents and being stuck with his aunt and feeling alone make him the perfect enemy for Dion, and even more threatening than Pat in Season 1. With Brayden's help, the Crooked Man is able to use the sinkhole where he fought Dion, combined with the negative energy in the ground left over from a Civil War battle taking place in that same location, to create flowers and spores that infect humans and turn them into zombie-like plant monsters that also give off spores that can infect even more people. Dion's mom Nicole gets infected, which causes her sister Kat to work with Pat and a team at Bayona in an effort to find a cure before she dies. The end of Raising Dion Season 2 sees most of the main characters at Bayona working on a cure for Nicole or watching the Triangle of Justice in a musical at the school. Meanwhile, Janelle and her mom are heading out of town and back to Chicago because Nicole told Janelle's mom about the Crooked Man hunting Dion, and she wants to keep her daughter safe. Forcing Janelle to leave is the emotional charge she needed to unlock her full potential and turn herself into pure energy. She uses this energy form to fly back to the school so she can catch the musical and go on a pseudo date with Fernando Diaz, a non-powered teen who helps out at Bayona. Brayden shows up at the school with a small army of plant mutants and demands Dion fight him. Esperanza keeps the audience entertained while Dion, Nicole, Tevin, and Janelle stand against Brayden. As usual, Nicole is being overprotective of Dion, demanding she fight by his side instead of going back into the auditorium to get Tevin's help. But luckily, Tevin goes outside to check on them anyway and joins the fight. Earlier in the season, Dion learns to use Brayden's power and frees him from the negative energy the Crooked Man is using to manipulate him. However, it's too late because at this point, Crooked Man is strong enough to overpower Brayden and take full control. Because Brayden is no longer in control, there's no danger of Nicole being mind-controlled. When all seems lost, Nicole is able to reach Brayden by relating to his loneliness and how his mother would have felt. Brayden puts all the plant monsters to sleep and the fight comes to an end. However, Crooked Man goes into the sinkhole in an effort to make more plant people, but Dion uses a serum that kills the spores and reverses the plant-based infection in everyone, including his mom. This reversal happens because the infection was power-based. Unlike a normal viral infection that feeds on the host, this was powered by the Crooked Man energy in Brayden, with the sinkhole serving as the main source of this control. Once that control point was nullified by Dion, the virus was killed instantly. At this point, Crooked Man still has enough power to survive for a short time without a host. Back at Biona, after trying to be good, but still potentially being locked away for the rest of his life, Pat had injected himself with every strand of power DNA they had. It almost killed him, but he came out of it more powerful and evil than ever before. Crooked Man sensed this because they were still somewhat connected thanks to the remaining Crooked energy left inside Pat at the end of Season 1. With Pat once again serving as the host for the Crooked Man, he leaves with David, who is hoping he can use the DNA in Pat's body to make a powerful army and sell it to the highest bidder. Normally this would set up Season 3, but there's also a post-credit scene that may change what happens in the third season, if we even get a third season of Raising Dion. Make sure you check out our post-credit scene video and Season 3 videos, all linked below. For now, that wraps up this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who loves Raising Dion.